like another gym. Dus oh, er smelt hem. Moet je het met de Kia doen? Let's go to Dubois gym. You're a great guy, and I wish you all the best.
Time to train in the best gym, the biggest gym, anyway, the most bodybuilding atmospheric gym I've ever been to in my life. Vissers gym in Dubai. I just had to go there, of course, after doing the show. I didn't train in Dubai at all before the show, so after the show I got two nice workouts in, which are both in this video. So the first workout is, of course, a leg workout right after doing the show. Nothing too super heavy, but still, I wanted to get some blood in there, try out some movements like this tri leg curl, allowing you to put most of the stress in the stretched position and less of the stress in the contracted position, allowing for a very nice loading curve. So most of the stress in the stretched position will cause the most growth and the least fatigue possible. So you don't want to have a lot of trouble going upwards in a contraction when that doesn't cause much growth as a stretched position. So all I did here is just a couple of sets to get a lot of blood in the muscle, because yes, we did eat at the Cheesecake Factory, as you saw in the last video I posted. So I had to get all those cheesecake carbs to work inside the legs, inside the muscle cells. So once again, I never went to failure on any movement. I simply went slow and controlled, feeding the muscle, making sure I do everything correctly to really get a good start on this Olympia prep, which is around 5 weeks to go as I'm uploading this video right now. That is incredibly exciting. So after the laying leg curl, we went over to the pendulum squat. I always hear people talk about this one in the UK, in the USA, but I've never tried one in a gym in the Netherlands. So of course, when I was here in this Dubois gym, I had to try it out, and yes, it does feel very heavy, mostly due to the incredible range of motion. You can go all the way down, stretch the quads out, as you can see in this one right here. So that's exactly what you want to do. And I only put on like 2.5 plates or something, and that already felt incredibly heavy. Of course, I am coming out of a show when I wasn't weak at all, because in another training I can simply do a lot of weight still in the chest presses, for example. So I know it's not my post-competition strength that is a limiting factor. It literally is just a very difficult movement to master. But always and always go all the way down, feel that incredible stretch in the muscle you're training, and then go all the way up without letting the tension disappear. So the next one is a unilateral leg press, and this really targets the glutes. And this is a very nice leg press because, as you can see, the platform, you can either press it as one whole or press it as two separate platforms, which is very nice, especially when you want to do a unilateral press. So this feels very good. I go all the way down until my butt leaves the seat. And once it leaves the seat, I press back up, because this is truly for the glutes. So you put your foot as much in the middle as possible, already stretching the glutes out a little bit, and simply go down until your butt leaves the seat, and then you know when to press up. So mostly it is about a 90-degree angle between the upper and the lower leg, as you can see right there. And it's plenty enough to stretch the glutes. We are not working the quads here. We are simply working on, in my opinion, my weakest body part in my whole physique at the moment, the glutes. And I'm very, very happy to see and to tell you guys, and you probably agree, the legs aren't really on weak point anymore. Of course, the quad sweep can improve, of course the hamstrings can improve, but they are in proportion with my upper body. If you look at the pictures of the Dubai Pro, my frontal biceps, arguably, apart from Barrage of course, my quads are the best pair up there in terms of conditioning, separation and size. in totality. That being said, looking at Terence Rothen's legs, for example, I've always thought they were huge and incredibly big. But that mostly is also because there's a discrepancy between his legs and upper body a little bit. Whereas for me, my upper body was always dominant with my legs being slightly on the slimmer side. But now, that has luckily been fixed due to specifically going to full range of motion and picking exercises that feel very good. So here I am simply doing some adductor movements for the inner thighs, which every time I try a movement like this, it's just uncomfortable. So I just wanted to try it out, but you have to have a machine with a handle that allows you to get in, and then you pull a handle, and then the mechanism should release for those things that are pushing my legs outwards to be released and actually allow me to get in the machine. Because if I want to get a full stretch, I can't get in the machine if I have to put those things in a fully stretched position. So it was a really awkward movement, but I just wanted to try it out because you can never have adductors that are too big. Last but not least, we are doing the leg extension once again on a prime machine, which means once again I manipulated the machine in such a way that most of the tension is going to be all the way at the bottom, but once you go up it becomes easier. This actually allows you to go past failure, where normally you would have already failed if the tension was equal in the entire range of motion. But now the tension is most at the bottom and that's up at the top, allowing you to go further and allowing for the stretch to be even more on the tension for maximum stimulus.
We are done with the workout.
And right after the workout, I had two of my ESN Designer waist samples with me, allowing me to drink a post-workout shake of protein, and the only thing I've had today was a protein shake before the gym and a protein shake after the gym, literally protein only, without any carbs, because those carbs I don't need right now, because we will have an incredible post-workout meal in the Dubai Mall.
Lion King roll, chicken katsu wrap, rice roll, crunchy sweet potato. Jak is altijd goed. Nou. Dat is ook een hele speciale. Hoera. Zo. De ham wrap, de Lion King roll, de chips Oman roll, steamy shrimp roll, en de Wagyu foie gras nigiri, Hokkaido scallop.
So all in all, we had a very nice post-workout meal at a sushi restaurant with a lot of high-star ratings and Google Maps. So what I like to do is simply search for a restaurant with the food that I like, filter on relevance and highest rating that is relatively close, and that's where I go to, and I've never gone wrong before. So this was a very amazing experience with a lot of delicious sushi. And I probably had like 30, 40, or 50 rolls, sushi pieces in total, because of course I had to finish some of the camera-led sushi as well, which was very delicious. And throughout my trips to Alicante and Dubai Pro, I talked to my son, of course, who is already 3 years old. It is always very nice to be able to have this technology that talks to your family when you are away. But to the Olympia, which is in about 5 weeks, they will be going with us, my daughter and my son, which is always very nice to have your entire family with you and actually see you shine on that Olympia stage.
can reach double of it. The penguin pool. Squid and small fish every day.
Zelf Wesley?
Ja, dus het is wel vis, maar niet wat ik normaal eet.
50 euro eet ik ook. Nee. Echt huge.
Want deze verlies je het wel, Marley.
Ja, dat sowieso. Ik leg geen 59 eieren in een jaar.
Er moet even een cadeautje gezocht worden. Maar je moet denk ik wel een cadeautje lukken, of niet, Wes?
Ja. Je pikt alles. Die nog uit, ja. Dragon Ball Z.
Gezond eten gehad en nu gaan we weer nog even ongezond doen.
Ja, een toetje hoort erbij, hè? Een paar toppings erbij. En 4 bolletjes. En daarmee hou ik het voor gezien van vandaag, jongens. Alright guys, as you can see, back in the apartment, back to prepping meals for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're gonna fly back home for around 7 hours. So I'm prepping 4 meals, just chicken and vegetables, nothing else, to get the weight back down, stabilize the weight, and ensure that we get a good runway to the Mr. Olympia. More shredded, better presentation, more fullness, you know, more balance, everything that I can do to show my best self and represent classic bodybuilding on that Olympia stage. So the meals are almost done. Also creating the meal for tonight. Just some egg whites and some zucchini. Already had a nice ESN shake for the extra protein to make sure I get enough protein today. Dark cookies and cream, incredible flavor. But I'm also making these meals because tomorrow we are going to train once again at Benoit's gym. It's going to be an amazing chest workout, so be on the lookout for that one. Let's go. Good morning guys, here we are, just drinking dark cookies and cream shake. These are on whey, of course, 70 grams of whey to get this day started off right. So no regular breakfast, no carbohydrates. I still weigh a couple of kilos above my normal balanced weight. We gotta get back to that before my coach Stefan can make a true plan to rebound a little bit, drop off fatigue, and then drop down a little bit more fat for the Olympia to show the shreddedness we can truly achieve. After this, we're gonna go to the gym. After the gym though, I have created my post-workout meal, which is just a rice flour, and it's going to be having the whey of course as well and some fruit. But that's going to be the only carbohydrate sort of today, always only post-workout, and the rest will simply be protein and vegetables to really go down back to the normal weight, because right now I still have a lot of glycogen, still a lot of water, so that's why I'm going to be drinking a lot of water after the competition to lose kind of that extra water weight, and then we're going to go back to the diet for the Olympia to show the ultimate shreds I know I am capable of. But for now, let's work the chest.
Of course, we couldn't leave Dubai without training chest at Benoit's gym, which was also amazing. They have literally like 10 different machines for the exact same movement. So this was a chest press As you can see, the laying down chest pressers feels very nice, but very importantly is that I did a lot of warming up before finishing off with a working set, so only a little plate up there. And once again, you can manipulate this machine so you can put plates where the most tension will be at the stretched part of the muscle and the least tension at the top part of the range of motion. And that way you can get the most stimulus without the additional fatigue of trying to get the weight up where least stimulus is actually being caused. So this felt very nice. Always nice getting a very nice pump after, the post-workout meal we had the day before. And honestly, the only thing that I like to do when I have a cheat meal like that is simply have the meal and the rest of the day only protein, literally protein shakes or maybe egg whites or something like that. Minimal vegetables because you feel full the entire time anyway. And then this day, the only thing I had was once again a shake before the training. And after the training, you'll see that I'll have the regular post-workout meal, but the rest of the entire day is simply protein and vegetables and nothing else to get back into the routine. I personally, some people get a lot of cravings when they cheat once, but it's the opposite for me. I only have to cheat once. Then I'm like, hey, let's just get back to the diet because, it feels much better. I enjoy it much better anyway. And it's always nice to have some pose-offs with some people in the gym. I never say no, of course, unless it's like a random plate in public. But it's always nice doing these poses with people and just meeting them and allowing them to actually approach me. Because without the people supporting bodybuilding, we would not be where we are today. The next movement is just a nice dip machine, which was quite heavy. I could have done this a bit easier if there was a belt. Maybe there was a belt, but it didn't actually check. But when you get pretty strong in a movement like this, you kind of need something to hold you down. And there's actually a company called Gym Pin. So it's gym/pin.co.uk. With code VG10, you can actually get a discount. But they do have belts that you can actually take with you to the gym to allow you to strap yourself in any machine, like a leg extension or a dip machine like this. But what you want to do here is go all the way up, stretch the chest, and then go all the way down and contract the chest without utilizing too much of the triceps. If you utilize too much tricep, it becomes a tricep movement. So when you're able to put the handles to the outside, allowing more stretch of the chest and minimizing the tricep involvement. And then over to the last chest movement, the cable flies, and these cable flies are simply to get a lot of blood in the muscle and literally finish off the chest, because an isolation movement means you're leaving out the frontals, you're leaving out the triceps and only the chest. And when you then do the maximum amount of reps, you know that the only failing muscle will be the chest. And it's always nice to just, in my head at that moment, I was like, okay, I want to get all of these sushi carbs. I want to make them work. I want to burn them off. And usually the higher amount of reps you do, the more carbs you do burn, although you shouldn't see it as a fat burning technique. But once you do are able to get a good pump, why not utilize it? And then, as always, after all the chest movements, the delts are also involved, and they're also filled with blood a little bit, so you might as well finish them off, the side delts in particular, with a movement like the side dumbbell level raise. Here you can see very clearly my upper body is tilted forward just a little bit to maximize the traction of the side delt, and that's really what gives you those 3D delts. So I like to do at least 2 to 3 sets of those, especially whenever your goal is to make them grow. At each and every chest workout, I like to include the side delts. And after the side delts, we are going to do simple tricep movements that don't involve a lot of stress on the elbows at all. As you can see, and as is logical, as you can see, the only movement that the elbow can make is literally up and down. So the tricep and the elbow don't want to move any other direction. So what you want to do is make that cable go perpendicular to the upper arm, and that way you know the elbow isn't under any weird stress. And then we just finished off with an overhead rope extension, literally just one set with a relatively medium weight till we hit failure here, just to finish off the triceps before heading to the plane and in flat.
Let's go.
Alright guys, here is me eating the post-workout victory meal or breakfast, because I haven't really had breakfast yet. This is the only meal that contains carbohydrates today. After this, we're gonna drive to the airport and fly home for 7 hours. So I already made the chicken and vegetable meals you've already seen. So the only part of the day that is most important to truly consume those carbs, if you have carbs in your diet, is the post-workout meal to recover your muscles from the damage and the, basically the effort you've done in the gym, replenish glycogen stores, and of course there's also protein in here in the form of designer whey, dark gluten cream, and also the fruits containing micronutrients, vitamins, and the fiber, which I really love because it makes things that much more smooth going forward. So I'm going to eat this and then continue with the journey home.
Niels is driving and we are on our way to the airplane. What do you think about it, Wesley?
Well, Dubai was of course a great experience. We learned a lot. And we're taking all of these learning points to the Mr. Olympia, the contest, where it's truly, well, most importantly, what it's all about. Really, you work towards that all year. And of course, Dubai was an interesting experience. I thought I could have possibly won, and according to others, it could have happened as well. But we experienced and we learned, and we will take all of this to this final 5 or 6 weeks to the Olympia, and we will show up much better presentation, better conditioning, whatever they want to see, we will show. So let's do it, and yeah, let's work our ass off. Not literally, because I need the glutes to show for the Olympia.
Straks.
So, back in the Netherlands.
We are back in the Netherlands, guys. Still in Amsterdam, driving home for about an hour. Of course, eating one of the meals I prepared in Dubai. So the Dubai adventure is over, but a new one awaits to the Mr. Olympia. 5.5 weeks to go. At the end of this week, we have exactly 5 more weeks. So right tomorrow, everything will start all over again to make this the ultimate prep ever. Thank you guys incredibly much for the golden support, the comments and DMs. It really means a lot to me. But let's not make this video too long, so don't forget